Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over the Bonafide Kayak XTR130. We're going to take it out on the water. We're going to test it out in two categories. So we're going to get to the basics. We're going to see how this kayak's hull design performs. We're going to take a look at underneath the boat, but we're going to get a paddle and we're going to paddle it around a little bit, just kind of see how this kayak performs on the water. And finally, of course, we're going to do as this kayak is intended, is we're going to put a NK300 series Newport kayak motor on the back. We're going to power it with our RedOdo 36 volt 50 amp hour battery on the back, and we're going to really test this thing. We're going to go through speed. We're going to talk about a little bit stability and motion, maneuvering. You know, how does this kayak feel? Is it a performance hull? Is it more of just stability and nothing else? We're going to get into all that, and then stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll talk about my final thoughts as we've already done the walkthrough in the showroom. If you haven't checked that video out already, stay tuned to the end of the video. Also, I'll have it on the end screen if you want to check that one out as well. But let's get out on the water with the Bonafide XTR130. Okay, so starting out, I really was excited to get this kayak out on the water with a paddle in my hand. So the reason I like doing that, and I also did this with the Bonafide PWR129, is I want to see how this performs with a paddle. You're really going to get that feedback on your body to see how is this moving through the water. This is also going to tell you a lot about how it performs with a motor, you know, a bow or a stern mounted motor. It's going to tell you how much resistance you get. You're going to have a good feel to what kind of performance you get. Is this the fastest kayak in the world? No, it's not. But there's a lot of features and a lot of value that this kayak brings. So getting out on here on the water, again, rigged it up just like you see from the factory, nothing extra. And the paddle I'm using here, I used a 260. Honestly, if I'm getting a paddle for this kayak, I'm probably going to go above that, but I've got a little bit of a higher angle paddle stroke, so a 260 works just fine for me. But most of you out there are probably going to want a 270, 280. Think about the size paddle. Those of you that are in the NuCanoe Unlimited, you're going to run very similar because you're about the same height and you're about the same width as the NuCanoe Unlimited. But for this here, again, conditions could not have been worse for this test. So we got out there, it was fairly calm. I got a good feel for it, but then the wind really picked up. And I actually valued the wind picking up because this is going to show you both best case scenario and worst case scenario. I have been in extremely windy conditions with some pretty big kayaks and had to paddle them against the wind. And I can honestly say I was very surprised by the XTR130. This kayak paddled remarkably well, and keep in mind, you're talking about a 12.5-foot kayak and 170 pounds, and it did not feel like that. The thing that I really love about Bonafide's hull design, and you can see here underneath the kayak, this is a little different than your typical Bonafide with the catamaran style or what we call a tri-hull design. This is a little smoother on the bottom, so I expected this to plane across the water a lot easier than your typical kayak this size, and I wasn't disappointed. It did move a lot better through the water than kayaks half the weight. But it's not a touring kayak. This is not a kayak that you're going to really want to go for miles on end with a paddle, and that's not what it was designed for. But very excited to get the motor on this kayak and really take it through its turns. But getting it into with a paddle, it really kind of brought me back to the basics on how this hull performs. And I definitely wasn't disappointed in that. Now, I will give you one bit of advice on this kayak. So typically with a pedal drive kayak or even a kayak that with a motor on it, you don't typically spend a lot of money on the paddle because it's just meant as a backup. You're going to want to change that with this kayak. You are going to want to get a premium paddle, lightweight. It's going to move it really nicely. Think about your carbon fibers. Think about your Werner paddles. Think about your bending branches, your aqua bounds. I really would prefer probably the Angler Ace or the Angler Pro series. Keep in mind, these are definitely going to be premium price paddles, but you've got a premium price boat. And keep in mind, if you're going to be a great distance and something were to happen, and it could be anything from a wet connection, a loose connection with your power cables, or God forbid, a cable come loose, or just something happens with your battery, you're going to be paddling. So also, if you're using a stern mount motor like I've got here, and you get to your spot, you may want to paddle it around just a little bit. You're not going to regret that decision with this kayak. You can move this around generally pretty well. And I started out as a bow mount guy personally, but I really, really like the NK300. So saying that, we're going to get the NK300 from Newport. I'm going to get my RedOdo 36 volt battery, and we're going to get this thing out on the water with the motor on it. So I'm definitely excited to see how this performs. So this is probably what a lot of you have been waiting for, and rightfully so, because this kayak was designed to motorize. And I've kind of made the joke on my walkthrough video with the XTR130 is really the PWR129, which is probably my favorite kayak on the market right now, is this kayak actually holds that name for the PWR a little bit better than the PWR does, because it's a power ready kayak. And having this kayak on the water, now keep in mind this kayak, putting the motor on, I did a no drill installation. If you're going to do this install, you're going to need to drill into it to run the lines through the hole, and then get the steering kit that you can get with the pedals. I'll get to a little bit more about the steering and the foot pegs here a little bit, but getting this kayak out on the water, it was amazing. The NK300 and even the NK180 Pro, this is not selling you on the NK300 only on this kayak. You do get more power. The NK180 Pro is more than enough motor to move this kayak, and you could probably save a little bit of money on your battery going with the 24 volt options. But I own the 300, and it's basically like the B8 version of a kayak motor in the market today. A couple of years from now, that could be completely different. But for today, we're doing the NK300, and top speed was phenomenal. I was throwing up the rooster tail in the back. I had my wife taking video clips of me out on the water. And again, I'm doing hand steering on this. Now, I had it hooked up to foot steering, kind of rigged it up a little bit, hillbilly style, if you will. I'm probably going to suggest, and many of you that are considering this kayak probably already have your eyes on the Wizard steering system set up, or this with the roller bearings and the pegs. I will be getting that both from Ozark Mountain Trading Company and from Big Adventures. So stay tuned in the future for a possible giveaway on that. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. I haven't had any firsthand experience on that, but just let me tell you right now, the foot pegs, the factory foot pegs with this kayak, they're going to stick a little bit more than you're probably wanting. You have a premium kayak, you have a premium motor setup, you're probably going to want or need that foot peg setup with the roller bearings. If you already have an SS series or a PWR or any Bonafide kayak that uses that setup, these will retrofit. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting my hands on these foot pegs. They're on back order right now. I'm told they won't be in stock anywhere until around January, which shouldn't be too long, but hopefully you're going to get a supply near you, hopefully before that spring time comes when you're really looking at getting out there. But this kayak, again, the stability was great. I like a little bit of a looser primary stability personally in my kayak, and this was no different. It does have a little bit of a looser feel than, say, the Titan X, but I like that. It was extremely stable. It's wide for longer. I'm 6'5", I'm about 270, 265, and I was able to stand out on the standing deck, which you see here. Now, granted, it's a kayak, so it's still gonna move around a little bit. You're gonna get, it's not gonna feel like you're walking around on a concrete slab, but that is where your performance comes into play. The XTR130 having the best, honestly, it's got the biggest weight capacity of any kayak out there. I'm not talking about self-bailing capacity. I'm not talking about putting scupper plugs in. I'm talking about as it comes at the 730 pounds. That is a performance weight capacity. The reason being is that is where the performance starts to get a little bit different. So you still have a more room even past that 730, but I do like the fact that they use a performance weight capacity. Me at my weight and my gear on there, the motor and the battery, and I wasn't having any churn up. The deck was very dry. It's designed to be dry, and I didn't have a lot of deck flexing. So a lot of those grooves and those channels that are designed to really drain the water back underneath you, it really does kind of give you a little bit more rigidity when you're standing up, and you don't want to feel like you're standing on a balloon or something spongy. You want that kind of solid ground underneath you. My final thoughts on this kayak is I loved it. I liked the kayak more after getting it out on the water than I did really just doing my walkthrough from bow to stern like I typically do. Getting out on the water, it really kind of made me fall in love with the swivel seat, you know, the Millennium style seat more again. It was kind of like meeting that old friend again that I haven't seen in a while. I really like the stiff swivel, what I always call it. It's not freely spinning, so when you stand up, that you don't have to keep checking back on your chair. It's going to stay put, but they do have that locking option if you wanted to lock it in place. Plenty of room. This is going to be the best kayak for somebody that loves the PWR but wants the open deck space of the, say, a NuCanoe Unlimited or a lot of other kayaks out there, and wants the swivel seat. Because that is what a lot of people say about other kayaks on the market is, yeah, it's great, but they really need a swivel seat on it. This kayak really kind of solves that problem, and I think it's going to check a lot of the boxes for you. Keep in mind, though, this kayak will be best trailered. Doesn't mean you can't put it in the back of a truck or rooftop it if you're into that kind of thing, but trailering this kayak will make you a lot more satisfied with pulling it in and out of the water, taking it in and out of the garage or the yard, and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind as well. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check the description if you want to check out RedOdo's batteries that I use religiously on all of my motor setups and all of my tests. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.